for the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a while. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
It's time to go short track racing out in Iowa for the Dairy Queen 250 under the lights. And on the pole is Tim Renoff in the 52s outside the 88 of Luke Rainey. Then 30 of JJ Reed, 4th is Alex Stewart, rounding out the top 5 Colton Yo. Then 60 of Derek Hamill, 7th is Keith Stevens, Marcus Sachi in 8th. Then 9th you have Riley Spraytube, and Myatt McDonald rounds out the top 10. Then for the rest you have Michael Ferris with Steve Morgan. Then there's Tim Gary and Trey Rainey, along with Jonathan Beefer, and then there's Justin Zidell, Stephen Baker, and Steve Larker. They have Sebastian Kukulon and Diego Yepes. Then there's Levi Shones and Danny Lloyd, Stephen Taylor and Jeff Bright. They have Landon Lyons and James Stablito, Lord Olano and Alan Bowman. Then there's Carson Bowers and points leader Jack Kinnerow starting at the back of the pack. That's a danger part here at Iowa. They have Jake Galloway and Michael Canto, DJ Reed and Mathis Wells. And in the final row, you have Code Luigi in the 24, with Daytona winner Isaac Nichols in the 29 starting in the 36th and final position here for the Dairy Queen 250. Let's get out to it with the starting command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
Great command there as the 36 trucks will off their starting grid for 38 laps around this 3/4 mile oval in Iowa. So last season, this race was 30 laps. We've extended it 8 laps. It's now 38 laps around Iowa. Tim Renoff on pole. Luke Rainey in the 88-2 outside. Who gets the break on the start to get away and try and lead? Pace truck is in. It's going to be a great race here at Iowa. Short track racing. In the Pennzoil Truck Series, we're racing. Green flag is in the air. Tim Renoff gets the jump to lead early, but here comes JJ Reed hugging that yellow line as they come off a 4. Who will lead lap 1 of the Dairy Queen 250? It's going to be Renoff by a nose, but Reed has the edge entering turn number 1. He has Colton Yo combined in the 10. Luke Rainey's forced 3 wide off a 2 on the first lap, but sails it down to double file. He's falling back as he has the 74. Stevens 2's inside now. And Riley Spraytube coming on the bottom lane. The bottom's going to be where you want to be, but you can definitely get down to the bottom from the outside if you play it right, if you have a good enough truck. JJ Reed leads another lap, but Colton Yo in the 10 is not letting the 8 truck get away. He's right on his bumper in turn number 1. And a little bit lower there through 1 and 2. They got pretty good eggs off of 2. Still trying to get up there. Him being side by side is really hurting, and then the 74 right behind him is not helping at all. Reed keeps leading. This is now his 3rd lap he's led. Second lap he's led. Tim Renoff led the first lap from the pole. But Colton Yo is now second. He's clear, and he has a run right here into turn number 1. He's looking low. The 8 goes up the racetrack. That's a beautiful thing here at Iowa. There's multiple grooves. There's about 3 grooves they can run. You can run the bottom, you can run the middle, and there's a top side. And sometimes they can all work out. Ooh, back there, Randolph and Spraytube made some contact after Morgan drove down the bottom lane in the 12 truck. Keep it going straight, though. Now Spraytube up top. Stevens for second on Colton Yo. Into turn number 1, he has the position down low. He's going to take it looks like, as they come down the backstretch. And the 8 truck has gone out. JJ Reed doing a great job keeping that race lead. That's normally not something we see here. We normally see passing after passing after passing, but right now Reed's doing a great job with them bound for a second behind. It's really helping him out. And Stevens can't really do anything about it as Morgan moves to his inside. He has Tim Gary behind them. As the 74 away at the racetrack, and Morgan easily clears. Now he has a shot to try and run down the 8 of Reed. And here comes Tim Gary for 3rd. And Justin Zidell is up here in the 13. The 7. The 28 has found his way down low of Alex Stewart. Stewart's one of them up there in points. As Canaro, your points leader, shuffled back at the back of the field. Remember, he started back there. He's currently running 31st. And he's 30th now, as he just got past someone. But down with Code Luigi and some others there. Started back here, and they're staying back here. There's not really much you can do here at Iowa. You start back at the back, you're normally going to finish back here. But some trucks try to move their way forward. Trying to get up here on the bottom lane. Look at this battle back here. Stabolito making contact with the 5. The 66 coming through on the bottom lane. Some pretty good short track racing here for about 20th position. This driver's getting down low. Fighting up here. Whoa! 44 and 12 chase each other up the racetrack. They're still making contact as they come down the backstretch. They keep their trucks going straight, but not for long. The 7 McDonald up into the 12 of Morgan. As the front two get away, Reed leads. Zeidel is second. McDowell now up to third. Alex Stewart looks on the 28 truck trying to take that points lead from Jack Kenneram, who's shuffled at the back of the field around 30th position. Now Zeidel and McDonald in a battle. For second. For fourth, Stewart and Morgan are side by side. And Keith Stevens in the 74 coming. He's looking to make it 3 wides. Up front, the 7 McDonald's a run. Did he ever get a run? He could pull up alongside the 8 here in turn number 1. We could have our first or second lead change of the race. And Myatt McDonald, he'll clear JJ Reed down the backstretch to grab the race lead away here in the Dairy Queen 250. Myatt McDonald inches ahead. He's out front now at Iowa. The 7 truck leading. JJ Reed will fall back to third and possibly even more as he's on the outside lane. But here comes Justin Zeidel for that race lead now. It's where you can start shuffling here easily. Zeidel for the race lead. Slides up the racetrack. Stewart's going to try to take advantage. Down low, 3 wide. Stewart got a run. He's going to take it 3 wide to the bottom lane to turn 3. Position down low for the 28 truck. Up top the 13 Zeidel. Drag race to the line to lead this lap. Stewart by a nose. Stevens now 3 wide for third. Steve Morgan 3 wide. The 12 truck coming through on the bottom lane. 13 Zeidel still up the racetrack. Reed finds a hole down low. Stewart leads. Now he has Stevens to his inside almost. The 74 tied up the racetrack. Now Reed back to the inside for a second. And Zeidel shuffled up top, almost banging off of the wall in the 74. And Reed's going to take that second position. Look for the race lead now. Alex Stewart side by side down the back. And just joined this battle now is Luke Ray in the 88. Colton Yo in the 10 just waiting. And Riley Spraytube back behind Yo. Contact there for third. Stevens, Morgan, Zeidel. Reed leads that lap. Now Stevens comes low in the 74 truck. Man, look at this awesome racing we're having here. Off into turn number 3. Stevens for a second on Alex Stewart. Slides up. They might be banging doors right here as they come off of 4. Morgan runs to the back of the 74. Good hard racing at the front of Stevens. Inches ahead, he gets to the second position. He's trying to run down the 8 of Reed now. So the 8 goes up the racetrack. 74 down low and looking down there. Down the backstretch. Great move there by Keith Stevens. Into turn number 3 they come. And they're side by side as they come off of turn number 4. Stevens trying to lead the lap. It looks like he does down the bottom lane by about a nose as they go off into turn number 1. 8 truck up the racetrack. See all the trucks going up the racetrack back there as they come down the back stretch. A great view from the front stretch as they come down the back. See Luke ranging his way up to the top 5. He's up to 4th. Colton Yo just behind him. Riley Spraytube just behind him. And that looks like Diego Yepez in the A7 fending up to the front. Stevens inches ahead. He's now your race leader. Steve Morgan second. Luke Rainey for third. He might be looking for second now as the 12 truck goes up the racetrack. Here comes Luke. See if Ken Around's made up any progress. It's kind of stalled here at the front. He has made up to 26th now. So he was just 30th. And in front of him, Michael Ferris 25th. Colucci is up to 24th. But some of these drivers back here, they're getting single filed out. It's really hard to make passes once they get single filed out. They have to keep battling if they want to keep making passes that keep shuffling. Morgan up the racetrack 3 wide. Almost into JJ Reed. And Luke Rainey to second. Colton Yo up to third in the 10 truck. He's going to be looking for second now. Yeah, Yo's truck has looked pretty good hugging that yellow line, I must say. He's been one driver that I see down there constantly. And that could play big dividends with the tire wear and whatnot. Halfway next time by. There'll be 19 to go this time by Luke Rainey. Started this race in the second position, fell back on the outside. Now he's back up into contention. He's looking low on the 74 Stevens. They come off of a turn number 4. Side by side, Luke Rainey will lead the lap at halfway. That's good bonus points for him. As look at back here, 3 wide for the 5th position. Spraytube in the middle, Reed up top, and down low Yepez will take that top 5 position away. A D7 truck up into contention as Colton Yo for the race lead in the 10. Keep telling you that 10 truck is looking pretty stout. It's going to be leading here. 18 laps to go. Still tons of time left. Down the backstretch, still side by side for a second. Luke Rainey has a hold down low. Can he get down there in front of Morgan? He does, barely. 12 truck got tight because of the air on the front of the nose. He's going to be under fire for third as Luke Rainey back to the race lead as he leads at the stripe. Some great racing at the front. Iowa is one of the best tracks on this schedule, and we definitely love Iowa for the way it produces some fantastic racing. Steve Morgan for second now. Yepes gets to fourth. Myatt McDonald by him in the 7. There's Levi Jones up into the top 10, the 22 truck. He has a shot at this thing before it's over. Justin Zeidel back up into contention. He was up there. He fell back. Now he's back. Marcus Sachi into the top 10. Sprotu back just inside the top 10. Might fall outside the top 10. Kuklan moves to his inside. Reed is falling outside the top 10, the 8 truck. So he keeps falling backwards on the outside lane. Look back up ahead to the race lead. Steve Morgan is side by side with Luke Rainey. Coming to 15 laps to go. Morgan, he's going to grab it away from Luke Rainey. 12 truck now out front. 15 laps to go. Colton Yo for second. Yepes is fourth. He's in this battle. Fifth place on back is a logjam. Mike McDonald, Levi Schoen, Stevens, Zeidel, Sachi, Kukulan, Bowman. There's Bowers back there. He's coming up to the front. It was up front. 4 trucks under a blanket as Yo grabs the race lead. But here comes Yepes up into the top 2. He has a shot. He might be looking to the inside here as they come off 2. The 10 truck got tied up the racetrack. Yepes side by side. And he's bringing Mike McDonald with him in the 7. 13 laps to go this time by. It's Diego Yepes out front in the Dairy Queen 250 with Mike McDonald come behind him on the inside lane. McDonald grabs second at the stripe. 13 laps to go. 87 up the track. McDonald down low as they come down the back stretch. Morgan back to the inside lane. He's grabbed third away. Schoen's up inside the top 5 and 5th. Zeidel up to 6th. Sachi to 7th. Luke Rainey trying to get down 8th, but Keith Stevens has a position down low. Alan Bowman, Carson Bowers inside the top 10 now. Up front, calmer now. McDonald leaves, but he goes up the racetrack. Morgan down in the middle lane. Schoen's all the way to the bottom lane. They're 3 wide down the back stretch. Coming to 11 laps to go. You don't think a win is big in the Pennzoil Truck Series? Look at how they're racing. Contact up top. Morgan and the 7 into the wall. Myatt McDowell just found the wall after contact with the 12. We keep it going though. We keep it straight. Schoen's leads the lap, but he has Yepes now to his bottom lane. And Justin Zeidel to 3. He's going for second now. And Marcus Sachi inside the top 5 of the 92 truck. Where does he come from? Keith Stevens in the 74 is back. Alan Bowman coming back up to the front. How about Carson Bowers in the 16? For third, Sachi and Schoen side by side. For the race lead, Zeidel and Yepes. Good Zeidel go in the bottom lane. He has Sachi behind him. He's bringing that 92 truck with him. Zeidel clears. Slides up in front of the 87. Takes the air off the nose. Here comes Marcus Sachi with the run to the bottom lane. 9 laps to go at Iowa. Side by side. That's it. That's what it's going to be like at the finish. Get that photo finish camera ready. Sachi clears. He's your race leader now. Keith Stevens in the 74. Alan Bowman in the 66. Bowers in the 16. Some new faces at the front. Kukulan, Stewart, Spurleytube, Lloyd, Gary, Stabolito, Luigi. Up inside the top 20 as Reed has fallen back to about the 19th position in the number 8 truck. Look back up to the race lead. Sachi has it. Here comes Stevens in the 74. Charging hard down low. He has the 13 Zeidel with them. 3 truck breakaway at the front. Alan Bowman trying to get 4th and trying to run down these front 3 as Stevens clears. Or Sachi trying to fight back on the outside lane. Got now 7 laps to go. Now the 74 at the racetrack. Zeidel looking low. And Alan Bowman has joined the battle at the front. Carson Bowers, Myatt McDonald are making contact with the wall. That truck seems to be running just fine. He's back up to the front inside the top 10. 74 at the racetrack. Sachi trying to get to the middle lane. He couldn't get that done. Zeidel pulls away to a lead with 6 laps to go. It's going to come down to timing. It's going to come down to who has the best truck here at the end. Alan Bowman to second in the 66 truck. Carson Bowers in the 16. Who would have thought we would have seen him up into the top 3 here late? Bowers to third for the race lead. Bowman got a huge run off of the corner, and with 5 to go, he's side by side with Seidel to turn number 1. Alan Bowman advantage down low. Can he clear Seidel? He does. Alan Bowman now up front. Where comes C4 to go? There is not a lot of time left. Bowman, Seidel fighting back to the bottom lane. They're making some contact. Seidel really sideways, but he hangs onto the truck. We've got 4 laps left. Bowman, Seidel 1-2. Mike McDonald gets to third on Carson Bowers. 66 with the racetrack. McDonald coming hard. Side by side to turn number 3 they come. Alan Bowman leads. McDonald uses him up. Up the racetrack he slides. Can Bowman keep the race lead? Trying to stay clear of that 7. McDonald trying to get up there. Now they got 3 laps left. Shones is third. Yoda fourth. Luke Rainey fifth on the inside. Myatt McDonald still side by side with Bowman off of 2. Shones in third waiting. Where comes C2 to go? Contact again at the front between McDonald and Bowman. Move the 7 to the top spot. But Shones is not giving up. Here he comes to the bottom. 2 laps left. Do they make it without crashing? How's the finish going to be? Who gets back in front? McDonald gets with the racetrack. He falls back 3 wide. Shones clears, your race leader. Colton Yo is second. Luke Rainey 3 wide for third. Here comes Colton Yo digging hard on that bottom lane. We talked about how great that truck looks on the bottom. And at the white flag, they're side by side. 1 lap left. And the Dairy Queen 250 will be Shones, will be Yo, will be someone else. Through 1 and 2. Colton Yo is out front now. But can Shones get clear enough of a run into turn number 3? He has a run. He's looking low. They go through 3 and 4. They're side by side. They come off of 4. Shones is down low. Yo is up top to the stripe. It'll be Colton Yo by half a truck length. The race and the finish here at Iowa, outstanding. Colton Yo gets it done. Shones tried it at the end but couldn't get it. Colton Yo in that mellow yellow Chevrolet wins the Dairy Queen 250 here at Iowa. What a finish. Look at it one more time right there. About half a truck length. Colton Yo ekes out a win over Levi Shones. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Dairy Queen 250 at Iowa. There were no caution flags, but 22 lead changes among 13 different drivers. Some of the best racing we've seen in the Pennzoil Truck Series this season. It ends up with Colton Yo in victory lane. Wins by half a tenth over Levi Shones. Wins up second. So close, but that's a good point stay for him. Luke Rainey, he really needed a run like this. He's now third. Alan Bowman in fourth. And Keith Stevens rounds up the top 5. In sixth, you have Myatt McDonald. Seventh is Carson Bowers. Eighth, Justin Seidel. Marcus Tachi in ninth. And Alex Stewart rounds up the top 10. There's your top 20. You talk about how just spread out over the field it was, how competitive it was. 9 of the top 10 finishers led a lap in this race. The only driver that didn't, Carson Bowers, he ends up 7th. That just shows how competitive it was here today. And we talked about Stewart, how he could take the points lead. He was second in points coming to the day. But because Colton Yo had such a great race and won it, he actually takes over the points lead. And Stewart keeps second. Danny Lloyd in 11th seat down there. We go down to JJ Reed, who started third and led 10. The most laps in this race. He falls to 17th, though. He just could not get up there at the end and fell back mid-race. Look down at the rest of the field. Jeff Bright in 36, not the day he was looking for. Tim Raff started on pole. He falls back to 29th. That's not what he wanted. Jack Kinneramo could only make it up to 26th from the 30th start position. That'll definitely hurt him in the point standings. Speaking of the points, let's now go look at them. Here are the points, and Colton Yo with this victory at Iowa moves up to the points lead by 12 points over Alex Stewart, who has finished top 10 in every race so far this season. Stewart holds a nice second position in points. Levi Shones is third, the veteran, still hanging in there. Jack Canaramo is down to 4th, but still in a chase spot, and Keith Stevens rounds at the top 5. Then in 6th, you have Tim Gary. 7th is Isaac Nichols. 8th, Justin Seidel. Code Luigi 9th, and Luke Rainey holds a chase spot with the top 10. There's your top 20. And so far, your 4 winners this season, all inside the top 10 in points. Nichols, your Daytona winner. Stevens, who won at Martinsville. Canram, who won at Vegas. And Yo, who just won at Iowa. All in the top 7 in points, actually. This chase is definitely getting interesting. There's some drivers moving up, some moving down. And we're starting to kind of get a feel of where people are going to be. Even though it's still really close, you're starting to get a feel, where some people are going to be around. Obviously, points can still change easily. If you're only 4 races in, points are still very close. but you never know what could happen. There's the rest of your points field as we look ahead to the next race, which will be held at Kansas for the Smithfield 250. I'll see you guys then.